Today we're going to learn how to factor quadratic equations. We're starting out with the easy one first. So example number one right here, x squared plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So how do you factor that? So I'm going to show you step by step. Step number one, you just look at the constant right here. The constant, this is a 6. Actually, it's a plus 6. Okay? So step number one, multiply. Okay? Two numbers that would give us a 6. Okay, so what's the two number you multiply together will give you the 6 will be 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Okay, now step number 2, add the two numbers that will give us this one right here, the 5. Okay, so when you look at the 1 times 6 will give you the 6, will give us the 6, but if you add 1 plus 6 will give us 7. That's not 5, so this one is no. So the second one, if you takes 2 times 3 will give us a 6. If you add 2 plus 3 give us a 5. This is the right one right here. So now we can, so the now we can write the equation out. So the two factor would be look like this: x plus, okay, and then x plus, that's 0. Okay, so x plus 2 and then x plus 3. So that's the two factors we're gonna have. If you want to, you can solve for x. X plus 2, set it to 0, and x plus 3, set it to 0, so you can find the value x. But all we want to do is just factor the quadratic equation. And now if you want to check the answer, all we need to do is just do a Fourier method. We can say that x times x will be x squared, x times 3x will be plus 3x, 2 times x will be plus 2x, 2 times 3 will be plus 6 equal to 0, and then add likes terms. You add these two up, so x squared plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So it checks out. Look at, if we get back the original quadratic equation. Let's go to a harder one. Okay, this example number one. Let's go do a harder one. Now let's say if you have something like this, you can say that 3x squared plus 3x minus 36. So how do you factor something like this? Okay, all right, the first thing we need to do is to look at the 36. Now we can factor out the 3. Now we can factor out the 3 and say 3 times x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. Okay, now we do like so step number one, we do the same thing like what we did on the first example. Step number one, we just look at the constant, but instead of look at the first equation right here, now we look at this equation right here. So we look at this, the constant is negative 12. Okay, so example, step number one, multiply two numbers that will give us negative 12. Okay, so what's the two number that give us negative 12 would be negative 1 times 12, negative 12 times 1. Okay, negative 3 times 4, or negative 4 times 3. Okay, that's now the second step. We look at the second step. We look at the coefficient of the second term, the coefficient x, which is x 1 times x. So we look at this right here, just 1. Okay, so so x, we can just put a 1 in it. We look at the coefficient of the second term, just 1. So we can say that add the two numbers that will give us 1. Okay, so if we go through this one, negative 1 times 12, if you multiply, will be give us negative 12, but if you add the 2, that would give us 11, so there's a no. The second one, that would negative 12 times 1 will give us negative 12, but if you add the negative 12 plus 1 will be give us a negative 11. We need the 1, so that's a no. Negative 3 times 4 will be give us negative 12. If you add the negative 3 plus the 4 would give us a 1, so this is this is the one we want. Now we can set up the equation. Now we can say that now we can say that 3 times x plus x plus is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the two number we need right here. So x minus 3 and then x plus 4. Now we can rewrite this right here. We can say that 3x minus 3 times x plus 4, okay, equal to 0. Now we want to check the answer. Do the same thing. We do a for you method to check if if we had the right factors, the two right factors right here. So we use a for you method. X that will be x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 12. Okay, then the whole thing multiplied by 3, remember. Alright, add likes term, so 3 times x squared plus x minus 12. And if you use the distributive property right here, so multiply the 3, that's equal to 3x 3 times x plus 3x squared will be 3x, and then this will be minus 36, so equal to 0. So we get back the original quadratic equation. Okay, now let's do a harder one. It's getting harder and harder now. Let's do, alright, let's do this one. Two x squared plus 5x minus 12 is equal to 0. So how do you factor that? So can you factor any number out? We cannot do that. 2 and a 5 doesn't go. You can't factor anything out. So I'm going to show you a method that we use called the. There's a method that we use to be called the magic X method. Okay, the magic X method to solve this quadratic equation, to factor this quadratic equation out. The magic X method. Okay. So what we do is we just draw, basically just draw an X. Draw an X like that. Alright. To get the first, so you draw an X and then you multiply this right here. The leading coefficient of the first term will be 2 times the constant. The constant is negative 12. So you times this 2 right here. Multiply this 2 together. So 2 times negative 12 will be negative 24. And then the bottom one is just this right here. The coefficient of the second term will be 5. Alright. And now we do the same thing. We do the same thing like example number 1 and number 2. Okay, multiply two numbers that would give us a negative 24. So what two number that would give us a negative 24? So we can go with we can say that 1 negative 1 times 24, negative 24 times 1, negative 3 times 8, or negative 8 times 3. Okay, so we can and then the second thing we need to do is we need to add the two numbers that will give us the 5. Okay, add the two numbers that give us the 5. So what's the two number? So if you negative 1 and 24, if you multiply that, will give you negative 24. But if you add this two up, it will give you 23. So the answer, this one is no, and the second one is no too. How about the third one? Negative 3 times 8 will be negative 24. But if you add, okay, we add the negative 3 plus the 8, that's right, it gives us the 5. So this is the one right here that we want. Okay, now we can say that you can interchangeable, you can put this in the front or this in the back. Let's put the 8 in the front right here. You can say that let's put use a different color. Okay, you can say 8 and negative 3. Okay, and the second step is, this is the second step. This two number that we found right here, we had to divide it by, the leading coefficient, would be 2. Okay, leading coefficient right here divided by 2. All right, and then we can simplify the x. All right, let's simplify this x right here. So that will be negative 24. So 8 divided by 2 will be 4, and then we put 1 on the bottom, and then negative 3 over 2, and then this is 5. That's a simplified form from here. Now we can rewrite write the equation now. So the equation would be x plus, let's do it again. Let's see. X plus x plus, okay, equal to 0. And the first term right here, I mean the bottom number, it's okay, we might as well simplify this. So this one right here, that would go to the front of the first term. So that one, okay, and then this one right there, and this one, the 2 right here, will go to the front, and this will be minus 3, okay, to the top. And then we can rewrite this as what? X plus 4, 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Now you multiply, if you do a FOIL method, you should come up with the original quadratic equation, okay? So let's do a FOIL method to check the answer. X times 2x will be 2x squared. X times negative 3 will be minus 3x. 4 times 2x will be plus 8x. 4 times negative 3 will be minus 12 equal to 0. And if you add like term, 2x squared plus 5x minus 12 equal to 0. So you come, you got back the original quadratic equation. So I hope you learned something here. If you like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.